Okay guys, it's time to come back over this side of the pond and do a famous American whiskey this time around. This of course is Jack Daniel's, and this is their old number 7 brand. Jack Daniel's of course was founded by Jasper Newton Jack Daniels in 1866. This is a Tennessee whiskey. And this is from Lynchburg, Tennessee, Moore County apparently, which ironically enough is a dry county, so they have to ship all their world famous whiskey outside of the county because they actually can't sell it in the county apparently. As I said, it's a Tennessee whiskey. There's only 2 whiskeys currently that can be called a Tennessee whiskey. Well, only 2 brands that can call themselves Tennessee whiskey at the moment. One being Jack Daniel's, of course, and the other one being George Dickel. I've never heard of that one before. Thank you, Wikipedia. Difference between Tennessee whiskey and just your standard bourbons. The whiskey is filtered through the charcoal of sugar maple trees before it's aged. So it gives it a distinct flavor, right? This used to be much stronger than it is now. Apparently it was 90 proof at one point. Now it's down to 80 proof. So yeah, we're just going to start drinking it right now. And yes, you can hear me crumpling up my cheat sheet. Jack Daniel's is actually pretty widely mixed with other things. Even Jack Daniel's themselves release sort of whiskey sour kind of mixed drinks and things like that. So we're gonna get right into it. It's basically just a perfect amber color. That is amber right there. Nothing more you can really say about it. So we're gonna get right to the aroma. Jack Daniel's has a very appealing aroma. I'll say that right off the bat. My best guess, of course, is it's that filtering through the sugar maple charcoal gives it a distinct sort of sweet caramel smell, but it's not overly sweet. It's just a really well blended smell, like just a smooth. It's such a smooth smell. The aroma is just, it's actually really top notch. It's actually probably, and I might be getting ahead of myself here, but it's actually probably the best aspect of the whiskey. We'll get right to the taste now. Whoa. One thing you gotta say for Jack Daniel's is it's definitely a sipper. If you're a newbie to whiskey, you might want to stay away from Jack Daniel's. They'll test your balls, that's for sure. It's a harsh whiskey going down. Very warm. It's got quite a bite to it. It's definitely a sipper. Yeah, more of that caramel sort of comes out. A bit sweeter on the actual palate than it is in the aroma. All the flavors basically though are totally dominated at the end by just big alcohol hit. You just take a big hit. You drink a little too much of it, you could do anything from throw up to lose your voice. There was one occasion where I took a big swig of this and my voice just, I didn't quite lose it, but it sounded like I had a sore throat for a few minutes. It hit me that hard. Oh, yeah, so sweet, kind of caramel. Compared to Scottish whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, Canadian whiskeys that I've had, this is actually quite thin. Like it's not as, it doesn't have as much of a feeling of like body or substance to it as some of those other ones do. The big thing about this one is it's really warm going down. Like, it lingers on for a long time, so that's basically the full effect you get. But for the mouth feel, not so much. Like I said, the flavors, which are not bad. You get the sort of smokiness, caramel. They're dominated by this really harsh bite at the end. Like the alcohol just totally takes everything else away, way too quickly. It's not a very smooth transition at all. It's kind of weird. Like Jack Daniel's is incredibly famous. It's a fairly well made whiskey, but it feels like it's just a few degrees away from being rot gut. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not familiar with this style of whiskey, like what this is supposed to be, but I'm much more used to and favor, of course, smoky, peaty whiskeys that have a nice, smooth flavor profile, that don't smack you right in the face with the alcohol at the end. But Jack Daniel's is much more aggressive. It's a real upfront. I guess in a way it makes it sort of a quintessential American whiskey. This is probably one you would want to mix with something, like make a whiskey sour out of it or something like that. Jack Daniel's is a real killer though, man. Word of advice, never make Boilermakers with Jack Daniel's. If you're not familiar what a Boilermaker is, basically it's one beer mixed with one shot of whiskey. I had the worst drunk I ever had in my life. My best friend can attest to it. I just couldn't stand up after I had a few Boilermakers. Just a few beers with a couple shots of Jack Daniel's in them. Fuck, man. Wiped me right out. Wiped me right out. Just made me a disgusting piece of human filth. Falling over, and it was pouring rain out that night too, and I had to walk home. Like pouring, the worst fucking pouring rain I've ever been in. And I had to walk home in it, and I fell in every puddle on the way home. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I wouldn't say it's one of the best whiskeys I've ever had. It's okay, and I definitely give it a recommendation, but recommendation with caution. And if you're looking for more complex, smooth whiskeys, you want to stay clear of Jack Daniel's, because it's not really all that complex at all. It's more an in-your-face, here I am, kick ass, take names. So I guess slight recommendation for Jack Daniel's. Whiskey for whatever. Alright guys, see you later. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.